Bob at UN. I reserve my right to yield the remainder of my time to the delegate from Tennessee, Evans.
That is in order.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I understand that at the turn of the century with the Dawes Act, we tried to restore Native Americans with the land we so wrongfully took away from them. I understand that our mistakes inadvertently caused their problems with alcoholism, drug addiction, depression, and suicide. However, it is now time for us to look towards the future. By eliminating Native American reservations, we are not trying to Americanize Native Americans. We are simply trying to provide them with a better and more favorable lifestyle. They will be eligible for more government programs, rehabilitation, health care, and opportunities for higher paying jobs without sacrificing their culture. We are not forcing them to assimilate by eliminating Native American reservations. We are not trying to repeat the past. We are not trying to move them off their land. We are simply eliminating Native American reservations because over the years they have only proved to hurt more than help them. We need to give them back. We need to give back to them in ways larger than museums or national parks or celebrations or statues. We need to provide them with the rights they deserve and will be able to possess as American citizens. And if not, they will still have the option to be their own sovereign nation with their own economies and their own government. Therefore, I do not see any reason why you would vote against this proposal. I yield the remainder of my time to the delegate from Tennessee, Evans.
Delegate, you have 40 seconds.
Mark Evans, Tennessee. I have a good friend who's half Cherokee, and he has cousins that actually live on a reservation in North Carolina. And it's funny, I actually talked to him about the reservations only last week, and the scene he described to me as the reservation, because he's visited, because he has family there, is absolutely horrific. Heroin needles on the streets, crime everywhere, gun shells on the streets. The problem with these reservations is there is no police force there. There is a police force run by the Native Americans themselves, but it's not regulated by the United States, and so they don't do anything about it.
I'm sorry, Delegate, your time is elapsed.
Thank you for your assistance, Madam Chair. I'd like to point out a few falsities that were being said. First of all, we're not taking away their culture. Their culture is not a democracy, and yet we're forcing a democracy upon them. Second of all, if they need the health and education, then why aren't they asking for us to give them health and education? Why aren't they asking to become American citizens? Third of all, we can't overlook a genocide. We committed a genocide which caused them to have depression and alcoholism. And alcoholism and depression spreads through genetics, and that's why they have alcoholism and genetics and alcoholism and depression now. Is because it came from genetics from generations in the past. You're going to hear somebody, another delegate say that that's not so, that their alcoholism and depression is not caused, but it passes through genetics and proven. You're going to hear that they're still able to live there. Yet you already heard that they're living in poverty. That's the reason for this proposal. If they're living in poverty, how are they going to be able to afford the taxes? How are they going to be able to afford to live there? How are they going to be able to afford to do that? You're going to say that they're going to be able to create new jobs. Casinos provide thousands of jobs because they're high-rising and stuff of that nature. What high-rise are they going to be able to build that's going to attract more jobs than a casino? And then as far as us making a guilty mistake, it's not more than guilt, it's a genocide. We can't just say and then we gave the land back to them, and then our biggest mistake was taking the land from them, and yet we're going to take the land from them again? How is that made any sense? Our biggest mistake is taking the land from them, and then we're going to take it from them again. And what you're going to hear that we need help, that they need help in education. We did that during the time when we took over Mongolia. We spread democracy to South Korea, where they didn't want us, and there was rebellions. The same thing is going on with the Indian nation.
I'm sorry, Delegate, your time has elapsed. That is in order.
I completely agree with this proposal because I think that now is the time for us to wrong our rights, and I yield the remainder of my time to
Delegate Overweight from the Mission Delegation. May I correct some of the previous delegates that have said we already give these Native Americans health care already. We spend $4.5 billion on these people just in 2009. And, I'm sorry, that was 2010 budget. And 13% increase from the 2009 budget. And we are giving them mental health, and everything like that. And so if we're giving them all this help, and they're just taking and not giving us anything in return, I'm sorry, but I just don't think that, because these people are already U.S. citizens also, because they were born these people are U.S. citizens, and I'm sorry, but I believe that if you are American and a U.S. citizen, should be taxed. You should be taxed. To be an American is to be taxed. Also, we are helping the 80 to 90% unemployment rate because we are giving them everything that they need, and they don't feel like they need to go out and find their own jobs. And if we're just giving them everything, then why shouldn't they have to work? I mean, if I got everything given to me, then I wouldn't go to work. So that's why the unemployment rate is so high in these reservations. And with that, I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Motions to extend debate are not in order in the last round of ConPro debate, but you may speak.
I'd like to yield my time to the Kentucky board.
That is in order.
I believe the author stated at the beginning of her proposal that this proposal will not be taking away the Native American cultures. However, it was then stated that they would no longer be following their own tribal governments and would be forced to conform to our government standards. I see this as a huge way of taking away their culture and beliefs and making them conform to the American government. Also, who says that our government and our way of life is more favorable to them than their own? Another interesting point of information is that if foreign nations are created within our boundaries, international trade and diplomatic relations would have to be created, and citizens would need passports just to traverse these territories. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. You've yielded 1 minute.
Erin Ward, Kentucky. If we allow them to become, if we have them become their own nation, they can form their own military bases. And also, if without America, they would not have health care, they would not have money for education, and what would they become? A third world country within America. And whose fault is that? America.